Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fireside Chats with Miss Lilly and DahVeed in our little fireside. Ooh, and I got good news. I got my drone pilot license.
Explain what that is for people like me who don't know.
I would like to be a professional drone pilot, which means that I can fly a drone around and take videos and photographs for money. And you're not allowed to do that until you've passed the FAA 107 test. And this is my temporary airman certificate. This is an interim certificate issued subject to the approval of the FAA, Federal Aviation, pending the issuance of a certificate of greater duration. So this is my certificate until I get the little, looks like a driver's license in the mail. So I'm good to go. I did it with your help. Folks, see all this stuff over here? Lily made sure that I had the space and the time to do a lot of studying.
And I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, me
We
too.
still haven't hung up the second curtain.
All right.
Okay?
It's coming soon.
Yes, yes.
All right, so tell me about back at school.
Well, I'm glad that my friend is back from her mission for her daughter, because I brainstorm ideas with her. I met with one or two teachers today that the kids, obviously in the 3 lunch periods, somebody always gets hurt.
Sad to know.
So this one boy was sitting in the middle. The boy to the left was playing with the girl to the right, and he wasn't playing with them. But because they're playing over him, there was an accident, and this boy accidentally knocked him off the seat, falling backwards.
Ooh.
And I could not get to him in time, but I saw him falling. And so his head hit the concrete floor, and he stayed there. And 3 of my Florence Nightingales, who are not in his class, rushed to his aid. And one of them was gently moving his head, and the other one was comforting him, while one of them went to get me. And I thought, I got a good eye.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. I got a good eye for the girls, you know. And then I gave them some Girl Scout chocolate cookies. And one of them said, I don't like chocolate. Could you give me a different one tomorrow?
It's always something. Always something. She gets a lollipop.
I said, yes, I will get you a different one tomorrow, you know. But they don't give themselves credit for what they did, or when the kids do like that, you know. And that's why I have these events for them to recognize the credit. And when they had to go online, as they come out the cafeteria, I separated them and put them on a table. And I told them, if anybody comes to you, you says, Miss Lilly told you to sit here, and you have to wait for Miss Lilly, okay? You got it? They look at each other. I go, don't disappear. I want you to stay here. I'll take you to class. And okay, so they sat there, and somebody came to them and told them to get in line. Miss Lilly said to wait for her right here, okay? And they're like, no, she said we have to stay here, okay? And I was watching through the window because I didn't want them to leave yet, right? And so I said, cool, okay, the class left. I caught up with them again because I'm supervising over 200 kids. And so then I gave them more cookies, right? And the other girl who doesn't like to talk, don't forget, that means 2 things tomorrow, okay? I was like, okay, tomorrow I bring you 2 things.
These kids
okay.
are perfect bookkeepers.
2 things tomorrow. So I went to their teacher, who was anticipating that I was going to be complaining because usually things happen. And I told him how helpful they were when this little boy got hurt. And this is why I have certain events to show the compassion. Those 3 girls were not even from his class. They were from another table over there, but they quickly came. And because I wasn't sure how the girl was moving him or how he might or might not be okay, I took him to the nurse, you know. And she said she had him lay down first but not fall asleep. And there's going to be a bump on his head, you know. But as he was laying down, he goes, oh, tell my teacher I didn't do nothing bad. And he didn't. He didn't. But I also wanted the three girls recognized, so I took the three girls to their teacher, who were kind of walking towards her. You can see her tighten up, like, oh, what did they do in my class again? And I said, I tell you the good, I tell you the bad, but today is good. First of all, your class was awesome. Second of all, what those three girls did to help. I was on the other side of the cafeteria, and as soon as he fell, they jumped from their table, and the three of them together, and they helped him, you know. And people that were next to him, nobody moved, nobody said anything. They were like, oh, but nobody helped him, He was crying pretty heavy. He got hit pretty bad.
You get hit back of your head.
Oh,
hurts,
yes,
man.
on the cement, on the floor. Oh, and as I was picking him up, he was like dazed. And I'm thinking, oh, please don't lose consciousness here. Then I had to carry you all the way to the nurse. I'm not that strong, But I told the girls, thank you so much. And when I told the teacher what they did, and she goes, oh, what a relief. Because I'm always telling her what her class misbehaves. But I'm watching those three girls, especially one from the two of them from the three, because they were crying on Friday. When the parents
that's
came.
The girls you were talking about.
Right, these were the girls that were crying because their parents didn't come.
Wow.
So now that lends itself to me to talk to the teacher and find out if the parents are really working or what's the deal. Why didn't they show up on Friday?
Those are special girls, man.
Yes, those three girls are. So I'm trying to hook them into the program for May. And I want to document this. On this day, this is how these three girls acted in compassion and whatever. And they went to class, and I continued on what I was doing. And so then they go to the office. One of them goes to the office and tells the office staff to find Miss Lilly. But they don't know where I'm at unless they email, text me or something, right? I could be anywhere. So the lady said, well, do you know where she is? No, she said to come to you. I didn't say to go, but she said to come to you, right? So they text me, and I'm like, from the office. I go to the office, and then the staff tells me, oh, she wants to see you. I go, what happened? She goes, I want to make sure that you tell the teacher and tell my parent I did good today.
Little bookkeepers. Good.
But that's not the one that didn't like the chocolate. That one likes the chocolate.
Okay.
Okay. And she said, are you bringing more cookies tomorrow? I said, yeah, and I have to bring a different one for the other one. She goes, it's okay. You don't have nothing different. I said, you wouldn't like it. Somebody said that about you. It goes, whatever they give me, I like it. I just like it. Right, I just like it. So I said, I don't want you skipping class to come looking for me. Okay, you can wait till the next day and you see me in the cafeteria. Because the time that you're here, you're missing out on class. Oh, it's okay. It's only PE. I'm like, okay.
She had it right down.
So they know what they can miss and they can't miss.
That's great. Oh
Yeah.
my.
So that was very cool, and I had to write that down. Then there was another little girl that came to me, and the inside of her cheek looked real red, like it was irritated. But I don't know when that happened. If that happened at home, if that's on the weekend, that happened now. Okay. So I said to her, oh, yeah, I see it real red. But if you eat the orange that's on your tray, it will make it feel better, right? And then, I don't know what happened, but I started seeing a little blood in her mouth. So I don't know if from a tooth or her gums or what. So I said, eat the orange and drink the water and then tell your teacher, okay? She goes, okay. And she sat down. Then the two boys, one sits in front of her and the other one 3 seats over. I went to them, I go, listen, I need your help to them. This is serious, okay? If she starts bleeding out her mouth, if she screams, if anything disturbs her, I want you to get me. Wherever you see me, get me, okay? And you tell your teacher to get me, whatever adults around. And he goes, okay. I go, I'm serious now. I might forgive all the pain in the butt, how much of a pain in the butt you are, and I'll let you slide. If anything happens to her right now, he goes, where's she going to be bleeding from? I said, you're not listening to me. Didn't I tell you? From the mouth, from the mouth. Oh, she's losing her baby teeth? No, she's not losing her baby teeth, okay? She's got something in her mouth that I hope doesn't keep bleeding. Okay. You know what he did? Since he's like all over, he just stayed like this.
Watching her.
Watching her. He finished his lunch,
Well,
everything. And he's a pretty big boy for his
he
age.
had a job to do.
Yeah, he just stayed like that, looking at her. So then I went to the one in front of her because these two make a lot of trouble. So I go to him, and right away he's tense because he knows he's always in trouble. I mean, just cannot control himself. I go, I'm going to ask you a big favor. And he goes, I didn't do anything. Not today.
Not today.
I said, no. Listen to me. I talked to your friend. You're all in the same class. I talked to him. I'm talking to you. He may go a different direction. You may. She's got an injury in her mouth. If she starts bleeding, I want you to get me. You don't see me. You send Patrick. You send a teacher. You say, go get Miss Lilly. You understand me? He goes, okay. I go, I don't think you're going to see me because I'm all over. But you get somebody to get me. You understand? He goes, I go, if she bleeds and you don't get me, boy, I'm going to call your mama and I'm going to tell her all the things you did. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
I go, I saw her last Friday and I will tell her all of them. This is real serious business, okay? You don't have to do nothing. Just watch her until she gets back in the classroom to the teacher. That's it. Okay? And maybe tomorrow you get a reward for showing so much care for your classmate. You understand? I go, okay. If you misbehave and you don't do what I'm asking you to do, I know I'll be in trouble again.
I'll be in trouble again.
But they escorted her to the classroom. I didn't know that they were not in the same class. I thought she was with them because they're sitting at the same table, but they're not. And those two boys escorted her to the teacher and told the teacher what her problem was because she's somewhat limited in English, but they're not from the same class.
That's
you
cool.
know? Yeah, that was very
That's cool.
good.
They
Yeah.
did their job.
I tell you, if you get somebody who needs attention because misbehaved, give them some responsibility and purpose, and they step forward. So they went and told the teacher, right? So the teacher sees me later and she goes, you got escort service? The two of them? I said, I didn't know if she was going to be bleeding real bad. Plus I gave them admission so they would stay out of trouble. They concentrate so much on her that they don't think about getting in trouble. She goes, I should try that in my class sometime. You know?
Yeah.
I said, but I'd like you to call her mom, you know, because there was something there. And I said, and she may not mention it to her mom, but I want you to mention it to her mom. There was a little bit of bleeding there, you know. Okay. So then I thought, oh, the teacher thinks that we're going to do, I'm going to do that with every single knucklehead misbehavior. I'm going to give them a sense of responsibility and a purpose, and they're going to help me,
I
right?
love it.
Wonderful, right? We got the formula? Then I go in a different lunch period to this little boy sitting at the end of the table. And yesterday he said to me, can I be your, not yesterday, last week, can I be your assistant? I go, my assistant doing what? I go, yeah, you can walk with me, and then when I stop, I want you to tell me what's wrong in that area, okay? They gotta be sitting down, the legs in the front, or they can't be throwing food. Just those three things. So you're gonna walk with me, when I stop, you tell me, you don't have to point your finger, you just say, this section, they weren't sitting down, they didn't put the legs in the front, or they were throwing food, okay? So, this is what happened last week. So this week, since we just talked about giving them responsibility, I go to him, I go, you wanna be my assistant today? No. I go, okay, whenever you want to. You're not gonna ask why? I go, okay, why? He goes, because when I came back, they told me that I was telling, you know, like he was, I said, but you weren't telling. I know, but they got mad, they said I was telling. So I go, okay. He goes, okay, can I do it later, some other day, something? I go, yeah, you can. Are you gonna tell me who said that to you? No, because then that's telling.
Oh boy.
See, he wants to make sure he's not telling.
There you go. Yeah.
So I go, okay, you can do it whenever you want. When you see me, you can go with me, okay? But you're not telling. And I'll take the microphone and say, he's not telling, okay? That you're just my assistant. If I sit down, I get in trouble with you. If I walk with you, I get in trouble with them. Will you put me at another table and forget about me?
Poor little dude. Oh man. Oh jeez. You gotta love him.
I said, no, you can stay here. You don't have to be my assistant. And you won't be in trouble with me. But you know what you're supposed to do? Turn around, put the legs straight, don't throw food. Okay. I go, was it real bad that they jumped on your case? It was bad, but I didn't cry. I go, you tell me somebody bothers you, but you're a good helper. I know, but I don't like telling. But he wasn't telling, you know.
Right,
but so he stopped being my assistant with a purpose because he always gets in trouble. Oh, he gets in trouble because he turns around and he plays with the kids, you know, with his other friends.
Right.
Not in trouble like he throws food or does anything. He just turns around and he laughs about it and he'll go, oh yeah, you know, he becomes part of it. But if they don't turn around and start something, he doesn't start anything, you know. And I tell him, do you ever do anything besides get in trouble all the time, you know? So that's why he went and he followed me. But today he didn't feel comfortable because they said he was telling. So there was another little girl last Friday. She got hurt on her hand. So I went to check on her today and I said, do you need special help? Can you move your fingers and stuff like that? No, I can do it. Peep squeak. Skinny little girl. So I go, let me see your finger. Well, she did get her finger jammed. It didn't break, but it got jammed real bad. Okay. So I said, oh, a new nail's going to grow. And she goes, yeah. I said, because everybody on your table is sitting down, I'm going to give you some cookies, the chocolate mint cookies, and you give them to only the people on your table, okay, which is 12 people, even though there's 24, but I didn't want those to have any, just these over here. And I said, and before you give it to them, you say, are you allergic to chocolate, okay? Because we don't want no accidents. Say it. Are you allergic to chocolate? And if they say yes, don't give it to them, okay? Okay. It's like, oh boy, that's the one with the little finger. I wanted to give her a mission, right? So she goes around, she goes, are you allergic to chocolate? Okay. The next, are you allergic to chocolate? She didn't get a response. Don't you hear me say, are you allergic to chocolate? I'm gonna forget about you. You don't answer. Miss Lilly! I'm like, what happened? What happens if they don't answer me? How do I know? I go, then don't give them anything. Because then you don't know, right? And you don't want them to say, okay, she continues. So she gave everybody cookies, right? The chocolate. And then she raised her hands to give me what was left over, right? So I go, okay. And she goes, they still did not answer me, so I'm not giving them no cookie. I go, that's a good job. If they don't answer, they don't get no cookies. No cookies, you know? And thank you for doing this. And she goes, I did it with both hands, because that finger was jammed. I go, thank you very much. You can sit down, thank you. I thought that she was gonna be like backpedaling since her hand was hurt. Because even though that finger is messed up, her hand is a little bit swollen, but she still moves her hand and stuff, you know. And she said that she had pain pills. I go, who gave you pain pills? Did your mommy give you pain pills? Oh, yeah, but not when she comes to school today. You know, not this morning. Like she had pain pills over the weekend when she was home. I go, okay, but you cannot have pain pills and then come to school. She goes, I know, my mommy told me that. Good. So that gave her something, you know. And her mother saw me and told me thank you, because as soon as I heard the scream, I ran towards it. Oh, her hand was messed up. I felt like saying, I told you not to stick your hand in the door. I didn't say anything.
Everybody's got to stick their hand in the door once to learn. not to
Yes,
do it.
like I
We've
told,
all
why
done
don't you just pull the handle? But that's why they have a handle there. You put your hand there, it's gonna get. That's how she got hurt.
Yeah.
She didn't use the handle.
Yeah, I've done it.
So this morning her mother saw me, and she says, "Thank you for taking care of her." And I told her, "I'm gonna check on her later on, okay?" She goes, "Thank you, thank you." And I thought, this is the same parent who got all snotty nose and entitled to me last semester, and asked me, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm the person reporting to you about how your son is behaving." Or should I say misbehaving? My kids don't make trouble. Oh, you're very fortunate to have perfect kids. But this is what it was brought to my attention, and what I saw with my own eyes, this is what he was doing. Well, now when the girl got hurt, and I'm the one that took care of her, and I got the ice for her, and everything, thank you. And I thought, there's some people that need to see, karma. Don't. I could have not responded to her, and she probably would have sat down and started screaming for somebody to come and help her. But I was closer in her direction, and I wouldn't do that. And I didn't even ask her how she did it, because I know how she did it. She's got the bad habit of holding the door.
Right.
But I'm the one that almost carried her in her hand to her mother. No other parent, no other teacher ran so fast to her. So when I carried her to the mom, everybody was, the little girl was so devastated, she couldn't even walk, But I carried her and I took her to the mom and I got the ice for her. And I thought, it does not pay to be nasty to the people that are around your kids. I could have just said, forget about it. Your mommy was nasty. I'm not going to take care of you.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do that to her.
No, personally I wouldn't. But I could see where somebody would want to do that, because if you work at the school, you spend time with the kids. Be nice to the people who take care of your kids.
Yeah.
Okay? And here I'm the one that brought her and got the ice and told her, you got to take her to urgent care right away. You can't wait till your work is finished. Take her right now. Right now. And she did, and she goes, thank you for telling me that. I couldn't even think. I go, I know. But you needed to leave. Her hand was messed up. So I thought,
Can I use both hands?
She told me, she goes, I could do it. She can't grip with that hand because of that finger, but she can use both. And then I gave her the responsibility of distributing the cookies, and that was cool. Yeah, and it gives her a little fluff,
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then 2 staff people asked them for help to locate something. Right away, they said, sure, what do you want? And I thought, how cool it is when you ask somebody for help. Even if they don't have the answer, they're willing to help you get the answer. And I thought, that's very cool. Of course, it's not going to be for me, but
But it's still help that you asked for. Yeah, good.
Yeah. So every day there's pretty awesome things, that happen, like the 3 girls, the boy that hurt his head. I took him to the nurse. The nurse made him walk a straight line to see if he had a dizziness, concussion or something. And then she took him to the teacher. They changing room from lunch to this. And the teacher said, I didn't even know he was gone.
Oh.
I went, what?
Wow, man.
You only have 25 kids, and you went from the homeroom where they have to report to go to the other activity for the other teacher to pick them up, and you don't check on them when they come to you?
When I got a group of kids, I count them. I'm constantly counting them. So she obviously doesn't do that.
No. And then when that was told to me, I go,
that's terrible.
I wouldn't even dare say that.
I agreed.
Even if you felt that, you wouldn't say that. So I said to the person, I go, that speaks for itself, doesn't it? It really speaks for itself. How can you not be missing one of your munchkins?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that kind of blew my mind too. Like what?
Well, it's like that lady yesterday. Remember the lady with the little girl, and I mentioned that could be glad to set up a telescope for their events. She goes, "There's 29 little girls." Okay. I guess that scares most people away.
When there's so many kids, yeah. No, no. And I didn't catch the parent this morning that I was trying to catch, but the little boy told me that his mother came in early, so I wouldn't have caught her. But you shouldn't say anything around the school about Miss Lilly. She was sharing her woes with someone else, okay? And she didn't mention me, but she was sharing the woes with someone else to vent. And then that person, inevitably, who did she go to?
Miss Lilly.
And I said, thank you very much, I'm working with her on this. Then why did she have to tell me all of this? I said, because she needs to vent her frustration. Well, if somebody's already working with her and helping her, I go,
in Facebook, we call them assholes. People who ask for help but never do it. Always asking for help, but they're never paying attention to the advice they're given.
yeah, I went to 2 teachers today, because they work with each other, to give her an update of what I'm doing with this parent. And she goes, well, she just sent a message to somebody else. I go, ignore it. She said that we're not going to ignore it. Whatever she says, ignore it. I'm giving you an update. I'm meeting with both of them. And I'm going to suggest the child be diagnosed. But I go, whatever she says, just ignore it. Okay? Because if we keep going back and forth, we're not doing anything for the child. And all I'm doing is working on the child. So I'm going to recommend, she goes, what if they refuse? I go, well, then we're going to have a problem. Because if the child is dysfunctional and you don't want to have him diagnosed, that's deprivation of appropriate services. I don't think any parent wants to be charged with that, because that very close borders on neglect. And I will make sure that they know that. But we're not at that point yet, okay? And then she showed me the text that the parent sent her. I can see why the teachers get mad at her. Okay, she's got my phone number. She can text me. Why are you bothering the teachers? And I already made peace with the teachers so that they accept the apology of your son, who has a problem of behavior, and you don't have the answer, but you're blaming the teachers. And then when I read that text, I go, I'm going to give you my number. I want you to forward that text to me, okay? Okay. I go, I'm sorry that you got that text. I will try to discourage any more texts of that caliber coming in your direction. Thank you. It was like she was relieved. I go, thank you. She said, thank you. I go, send it to me, okay? Okay. What are you going to do, Miss Lava? Don't worry about it. I'm just keeping you posted. I'm keeping you posted what I'm going to do.
Like, what did I start?
No, send me that text, And I thought, that's not a wise move to do, to alienate and judge the people by saying they're not doing their job, when I'm working with you and you didn't do what I told you to do. And I just got all the teachers on a peaceful note with him. Okay? They are recognizing that there is something wrong, that he's just not being a pain in the butt. I got them to see that. And each one offers me a different diagnosis, but they're not mental health people, but each one must have done some homework and offers me something, and out of the 4 or 5 suggestions, those would be at least the groundwork for me to, explore. And I thought, you ungrateful mother. They go to their way to find something and then share it with me, and you are putting them down. So you're not really helping your son. But when I meet with her, I'm going to offer to meet with her and her husband, and I'm going to suggest he be diagnosed. and I'm now trying to generate enough options where he can be diagnosed. I've got like two or three different places to go, and I gladly go with them when the time comes. But I'm gonna tell her, I don't think you should send any more non-supportive texts to the teachers. Okay, that's not helping the situation. And try to be very gentle. But I meet them both. I'm going to talk to them both.
I got one for you. The next time you do that, I'm going to put it on the bulletin board and say who wrote it. Because people got to understand that when you put something in a computer text, expect it to be on the front page of the newspaper.
When I read that, I almost lost my breath. I went, how dare she talk to the teacher like that? You know, it's like, how dare you? But I didn't say that to the teacher, and I would thank you for sharing that with me. Please forward that to me.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And I said, she goes, I don't have an answer for him. I go, neither do I, but we're working on it. But that doesn't mean it legitimizes you being attacked. And that's a very non-supportive, quite hostile text.
Some people.
So I said to her, I came to you to give you an update what I'm doing, okay, and keep you posted on what I'm doing. And I don't appreciate you getting that. I'm sorry. I told her, and she goes, thank you. Yeah, I mean, for real, come on.
Oh, I agree with you. Yeah.
If she sent me a text like that, but that was not a wise move.
When they send it to you, I'll help you print it so you can say, do you recognize this? And husband can see it too.
But I want to meet with the two of them.
I know, that's what you
You
said,
know?
yeah.
And I'm going to meet with them when they come out of work and have, you know, my research done on what to do. And another person that's also in mental health there said, well, maybe he's got oppositional defiance syndrome, where you don't do what's expected or what you should be doing, you will do the opposite, you know. And they call it defiance, but I really don't see the defiance because his affect doesn't match his action.
Right.
You know, he looks innocent, he's not maliciously doing or he's not defying the act. He just doesn't keep it in his head to follow it through.
It sounds to me like he just does what he wants without thinking about the consequences. It's from what you've been describing.
Yeah.
To me.
And then when
folks, this is a wonderful young man. He just happens to have this little quirk, but he is a wonderful kid.
Yeah.
I met him.
Yeah,
Cool.
and he comes up to me and he goes, Miss Lilly, this and I said, are you mad at me? When I go, no, Miss Lilly. So he's not mad at me when I scold him. Okay, but I want people to stop scolding him. Like I told his mother, don't keep punishing him because we don't have a solution. We don't have anything to fix, how to fix it. And if you took all his stuff away and you're punishing him,
it doesn't do any good.
it's not going to do any good. We need some positive reinforcement, and we're going to find out I didn't say what's wrong with him because she trips.
Right.
But I said, we're going to find out how to help him better.
There you go.
Okay?
There
Because you got 5 teachers, you got mommy, you got mental health specialist, you got that. 8 people cannot figure out how to make his life happier. That's a little sad, don't you think? So we have to work together. But lucky that date of that text that she got was last week, like before I met with her.
Right.
You know, and I really think that text was totally unacceptable, you know. And I thought, it's not a good move for you to be doing that. But I told the teacher, I'll keep you updated as what I'm doing. And when I gave her the support, she was grateful.
Yeah, good.
You know, because they don't expect, well, they don't often get support, you know. But I thought, if that message came to me, boy, I'll blow a gasket. But then what you're doing is you're getting the teacher mad who's now going to have a negative feeling towards your son.
Yeah, you don't need that.
And you're going to keep blaming her, but...
Gotcha. Alright, next.
Next, I was brainstorming with two colleagues about what to do in the cafeteria for the 15 minutes that they're not eating.
Oh, yeah, you've been working on that, yeah.
And so I picked their brains, and we're like 90% together.
Cool.
It's not 100% together yet, but at least 90%. And what they were saying, and I was writing it down. Okay, we can't do this. Oh yeah, we can do this one. Oh yeah, we can do that. That, along with the next event, will be sometime before Mother's Day, okay? And it will be, that particular event will be for mentors. You know, any student that's willing to help another student in their class on whatever subject the teacher thinks you can help with, whether it's math, social studies, language, whatever the teacher thinks. The teacher has to be in agreement that individual is helping the other one, even if the other class are doing it separately. That means, and I told the girl, that means you're a mentor. I'm a mentor? I go, yeah, tell your mother you're gonna be a mentor. Oh, is that like Power Rangers, you know? I go, no, that's better than Power Rangers. Better than Power Rangers? I'm thinking, Power Rangers, this little kid, yeah. Oh, cool. Do I have to wear something special? I go, no, you don't wear nothing special. I talk to your teacher, and your teacher's gonna let you help somebody in your class, and you're a mentor. They walk away, I'm a mentor. I don't even know what that is. But they would.
Miss Lilly told her it's important?
95% of the kids, maybe 98%, they love taking responsibility. They love helping. They have wonderful hearts. They're willing to do whatever you tell them to do, that you're gonna pray, they're gonna do it. You know, like those two knuckleheads, they always creating problems. But when I told them, watch the girl, and they walked her,
That's cool.
even though I was out of sight, they walked her to the teacher. And then I found out they're not even in the same class. You know, like, so when I was.
By the way, folks, Miss Lilly always finds out. We laugh about how many things that a question will come up. And normally within 2 or 3 months, here comes the answer, strolling down the street, you didn't even look for it.
As I was leaving, one of the boys, the one that was staring at her, was at a computer, and the door opened and the teacher's coming out. So I'm pointing to him. I'm trying to tell the teacher what a good job he did, and he walked her to the class and everything. And he goes, like he thought I was complaining about him, right? And I said, no, this is what he, but he didn't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm talking to the teacher outside of the door, and I said this and this and that. She goes, oh yeah, he has a good heart. I go, okay, then we're gonna make him be the thing. And I go open the door. He's trying to peek out the door to see if I'm complaining about him. I go, Papa, I just said good stuff about you. What are you doing sneaking on the door? And she goes, get inside. And I said, it was good. It was all good. It was good? I go, yeah, go on the computer. And then he smacks this kid in the head and goes, it was good. But he smacked him, and that wasn't good.
Well, it was probably the other kid said you're in trouble. Probably what happened. I don't know.
Yeah, the other kid might have told me he was in trouble, but he wasn't in trouble. Yeah. And then I got another staff person who I felt over time we were alienating as opposed to working together on the same cases of mental health. And this morning she gave me the name of somebody she gave me the update on the case. I almost fainted on the spot. But normally she doesn't,
Right.
So she goes, oh, here, about this and this and this and this. I go, okay, I got it. I've been working on that. Why she come to me? Because she needs to vent to anybody, you know. She goes, but what does she want? Don't worry about it. I'm on it. I want to take care of it, you know. And then I was able to give her one to keep an eye on.
Right.
Now, I said, you don't have to jump or nothing, but once in a while, you know, like maybe once a week, check her out or check her out in the cafeteria. And she goes, what? I go, I don't want to tell you what. I want you to observe it, and then you get back, and then I'll tell you what I saw, and we see if that's what you saw, okay? Because if I tell you ahead of time, I'll make you biased. Okay? But this is, I trust your judgment. Tell me what you see. Don't be impatient, though. Go do the
You don't
thing.
get it, I want your observational skills.
Objective observation, you know. So that was very pleasant because normally, we don't normally share, and I find it so crucial that the two of us need to work closer
Good.
together.
That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
That was very good. That was very good.
My coffee's finished.
Mine's
got more?
isn't, but I'm the one that's talking now. I don't want any more coffee. I take coffee with me. I drink the coffee you gave me, and then now I have more coffee.
We're well caffeinated, folks.
I can't help but feeling every time that I leave the school that I contribute something,
That's huge.
and that I added to the momentum of positiveness of it, you know.
That's huge.
And I've deepened my appreciation for my colleagues that I didn't expect that. I went to this one colleague, I go, look, I need this and this. What do you need? I'll get back to you one tomorrow, and then I'm going to find out for you. Not,
Great.
why don't you find out yourself, or why don't you do this? Or, no, I'll find this out. I felt like hugging her at the moment, you know. And then the other one, I said, look, I'm new to the area. I need to find this out.
I'm sure this is a garbage call, sure enough.
So,
That's the spams from the old
yeah.
friends. It turns out we lived in Tallahassee for a while, so we have an 850 area code. And when we moved here, I was thinking of changing it to 305, but it turns out that's wonderful because any call from 850 is scam. So I don't even have to answer them.
So if you change it to 305, then he's gonna get the scams from 305.
But I wouldn't know they're scams because we
There's
live
a-
here.
We live here,
Yeah.
but this way we know that they're scams. Yeah.
It's wonderful. So
Yeah.
anyway,
So that was my day, and I'm glad that we progressed like 90% on this suggestions how to control the cafeteria better. You know, there's way too much noise, and a lady came and took control of the mic and told them they're making too much noise, and I'm thinking, you're not with us all the time. I can't control them and them running and also the noise at the same time. And I thought, you think you did a big job?
come back tomorrow.
Yeah, you come in today, you take over, and then you leave, you don't come back tomorrow, you know? But that's fine. I don't take the mic to tell them they're making too much noise. You know, by saying what you did and not to suggest what not to do, so what, you tell somebody to making too much noise, what does that mean? You want them to leave, you want a mistake? Why don't you take the mic and say, yo, you guys gotta be quiet now, you're leaving the cafeteria, or let's see how many goes like this.
Yeah, you pointed out a couple teachers that do that and everybody quiets down. Yeah, that's
Or 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You know, and then they know they have that certain time to do that. But yeah,
that's a cool idea.
it is cool.
All right, sweetie pie, that's our daily report. I'm proud of my certificate. I'm proud that people are helping you. I can't wait to hear about the rude mom. I'll bet you she solves this problem for us.
Ooh.
All right, so that's us for today. Thank
I'll
you for
turn out the
watching.
fire.